So just a brief background of what I'm doing. I'm officiating a wedding in a few weeks, and the section that I'm about to give is a draft of the officiant's address, which is like the middle part of the ceremony where I'm kind of like addressing the couple and giving them life advice, as they've kind of appointed me as their spiritual guide, I would say. So this would kind of come after maybe I tell like some background stories about how I know the couple and so on. I want to read a quote by Dr. Viktor E. Frankl. Dr. Frankl was an Austrian Holocaust survivor who went on to become a key figure in existential therapy and humanistic psychology. He wrote a lot about love and achieving personal fulfillment through service to others. I want to now read a passage from his book, Man's Search for Meaning. He wrote, "It does not really matter what we expect from life, but rather what life expects from us. We need to stop asking about the meaning of life and instead to think of ourselves as those who are being questioned by life, daily and hourly. Our answer must consist not in talk and meditation, but in right action and in right conduct. Life ultimately means taking the responsibility to find the right answer to its problems and to fulfill the tasks which it constantly sets for each individual." What Dr. Frankl is saying is, as we go through our lives, a meaning will not be handed to us. Instead, we will be tested, and it is our responsibility to respond with integrity and our fullest capacity. Ultimately, the point of life is to rise to the challenges that it gives us. For you two, Claire and Max, there is an additional message implicit in that quote. That is that you shouldn't expect anything from life or from each other, but instead ask, what can I do to serve the other? What do they need from me the most, right now and forever? If you practice that mutual service, it'll be like a positive feedback loop. With you both supporting each other, you'll both be able to perform at your fullest potential. That's how you'll build your life together. That's how you'll serve your community. And that's how you'll stake your place in this world. Now, Dr. Frankl also wrote about the power of individual choice, and I quote, "The only thing that can never be taken from a person is the fundamental human freedom to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's way." What he's talking about here is gratitude and optimism. By gratitude, I mean practicing being thankful for what's good in your life. By optimism, I mean making the courageous choice to pick the positive outlook over the negative outlook, regardless of what life throws at you. You know, at first glance, gratitude and optimism may sound like the same thing, but on closer inspection, the former is about counting your blessings, while the latter is about recognizing the opportunities available to you. It's a difference between being grounded in the present while looking ahead for solutions to any problems that you two face together. How do these two concepts apply to marriage? Well, with gratitude, it's important for you two to always remember that you have so much to be thankful for just for having found each other. It's easy to get caught up in daily frustrations, but you have to come back to focusing on what's going well for you. And primarily, that's how lucky you are to have this person in your life. As long as I've known you two, I've always seen you as a unit. Like, for me, it's been, oh, Claire and Max. Of course, this makes sense. What other possible combination would there be? What you two have just seems so right, and it's exceptionally rare to find that kind of chemistry. So please, take nothing for granted and celebrate your blessings. Now, gratitude is a practice, but luckily, I have an easy tool that you can use on a daily basis. All you have to do is anytime you catch yourself about to think, I have to, just replace it with, I get to. For example, don't think, oh, I have to go pick up Max in the car, but instead say, oh, I get to go pick up Max in the car, and that way I don't have to worry about him getting home safe. Or if it's, oh, I have to go pick up the groceries, you can instead switch that and think, oh, I get to go pick up the groceries so that I get to enjoy a lovely dinner with my wife tonight. It's about shifting your focus from what frustrates you to what makes your life together so rich. Now, optimism. Optimism goes hand in hand with gratitude. Like gratitude, optimism is a choice and a practice. It's about choosing to make the best out of your circumstances on a daily basis. Why is this important? Well, you two want to be happy, right? Well, it's natural to want to seek happiness, but it is important to remember that happiness isn't a product of your circumstances. It's a product of your disposition to your circumstances. Really what it comes down to is attitude is everything. It's the old glass half full, half empty analogy. If you have a negative disposition, well, for one, it blocks you from expressing gratitude to your partner, it prevents you from being happy, and it makes you blind to new opportunities. But to be fair, from what I know about you two, I think you already have this one covered. What I've seen is when there's a problem in your lives, I've noticed that you're annoyed by it and you take action to change it, but I've never seen either of you let a problem get in your way of enjoying life. But still, I want to reinforce it because I think this is such a key. If there's ever an obstacle in your path, it's important to not get defeated by it, but to overcome it together. But I know this is all a lot for you to think about, so just to summarize, just keep these 3 questions in mind. How can we serve each other? What do we have to be grateful for? What do I get to do? And how can we choose a positive outlook in this situation? If you take these 2 ideas to heart, you will always have a way forward, even if the going gets rough.